Let me just double check. Just give me one moment. I'm just doing some test. Let me put this on my Telegram channel just in case if someone needs to join. Okay. All right. So today I was just having some random thought of basically completing my one of the ongoing series. Let me share my screen as well, just to tell you like what exactly I am talking about. So yes, if you remember, like few months back, I have did something in the .NET space by creating this URL shortener project, and I think we have completed part one and part two. Part one basically consists of all the APIs, and this part two was specifically for the API for I think search and pagination, if I'm not wrong. And let me open up the project as well, what I had completed last time. And this is what I have here. We have our DTOs. The analytic one is still empty, I guess, because we haven't created that yet. But I think rest of them already exist. Okay, analytics. Okay, I have this thing ready. Even I need to go through it, like what all things I had done here. But let me do one thing. Let me start up this .NET project and let's see what all things we have here in this project already. So for that, I will be using Visual Studio Code. I'm not using Visual Studio here to do the .NET development because it just lacks in Mac OS. So I really hate that experience. So I'm still sticking with Visual Studio Code for my .NET development. Okay, so let me first run the project so that I can do by .NET Run. And as you know that we have different profiles in .NET project, and that you can find it here in the launch setting.json. So I want to run this on HTTPS, so that you can do just by adding this launch profile flag, and the moment you hit enter, it will build my project, and hopefully everything is here. I think it runs. And let me open up this locally to see how things look like. Okay, 404, that's fine. I think 404 is success here. Let me go on the Swagger page. And yeah, this is what I was talking about. Some minimal API endpoints created, which is for shortening the long URLs. Then we have list of URL, and we also have the get URL code. Maybe this one is for redirect, if I'm not wrong. Then I have analytics also done, and then we have this page URL. Let me go ahead and see if everything still works. So for that, let me open up a long URL from one of my website. Review helper. If you are preparing for interview, then you can do check this out. Okay, so I have this long URL, and I got this URL. So what I can do, I can just go here, try it out, put my long URL, and my expectation is it should sort this URL like with my local host at the moment. Okay, so I can see this has shot and I got a success. Nice. So if I copy this and let's go ahead and paste. So my expectation is this should open up this page again. And go and check. Yes, I think both are the same page, right? Yeah, same pages. Also, let me see what how this analytic works. Okay, so I need to pass a URL code. So let me see if this analytics API is also still working. Cut this, I can pass the URL code, and yes, I can see a total click is one. Let me do paste URL multiple times. What was the URL? I think this was the one. Okay, yeah, it still opens. Now, if I execute this again, the expectation is yes, 2 clicks, which means the analytic part is still working. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and create the Angular app. Okay, and just in case if you guys have any question, just do let me know. Okay, and maybe I can take a look at the chat as well. Hi, bro. I'm working as Okay, I have a question. So, hi, bro. I'm working as a front-end developer, struggling a lot to achieve good style framework like Tailwind material. If Tailwind means how to handle JS script, okay, like mobile responsive layouts. See, the good thing about Tailwind is it supports mobile responsive out of the box. The only matter is you need to configure it in such a way. Maybe what I can do, right, while developing this application, because I will be using Tailwind to style this. Maybe you can take a look, okay, how I'm trying to make it mobile responsive with the Tailwind classes. Okay. All right. So now what next I need to do? I first need to go ahead and check what is the Angular CLI version I have. So for that, what you can do, you just need to say ng version, and I'll tell you what why this version should like this for me. So I'm on version 21.0.next. So this is the beta version of Angular, and have added this version. Basically, I was just wanted to test the new signal forms what was introduced. So this is I recently added, so, but I still wanted to explore the signal form, so that's why I've added this. But I will be doing that. I think I'm planning to do a short stream, maybe to to explore a signal form. Like this also very new for me as well. I just want to explore okay how things basically works in this signal form. That's why I added this new CLI version. What you see. So I will be using the same version to do the UI development for this API. What you see, API. Okay, so let me go ahead and open up beautiful Visual Studio Code, and let me just get rid of all of this. Yes. So now, okay, let me think where should I, okay, let me put my UI project in this level. So I think that would be fine. Okay. So this .NET is already, so what I can do, I will be in the trim URL API. Okay, that's fine. And inside this, I'll say ng new uh, trim URL. This is going to be UI. Okay. And see, okay, I see a very good change here. I think just it is because I'm on version 21. That's why I'm getting this Tailwind CSS option, which is a great news. Which means this can save me about 5 minutes of time. Like I don't have to configure things by my own. So that is the great thing. I can do. I can let's see how Angular basically configures Tailwind for us. So let me hit enter. Do you want SSR? No, I'm not interested in that at the moment. Would you like to create a zoneless application? I would say, should I say yes? Okay, I'll say yes because I will be relying more on this. So I will be using Signal. So I think to go with this zoneless approach. So I'll say yes. And okay, so oh, that is also nice. So I'm using GitHub Copilot. So maybe I can go ahead and choose this option. Kudos to Angular team, man. Yeah, they have already did the heavy lifting for us by providing most of the things which I had to configure. Like once I have my project up and running, I need to install Tailwind. I need to configure this AI related stuff. Now Angular is doing out of the box with the CLI. So great job, Angular team. Okay, let me go ahead and choose GitHub Copilot, and that's pretty much it, I guess. Okay, so now it is installing all the necessary packages. And in the meantime, let me take some more questions if I have. So mobile responsive, not an issue, bro. Issue is Tailwind JS script used for model. Oh, okay. So the mobile responsive, not an issue, bro. Issue is Tailwind JS scripts used for model of canvas, side menu, profile drop down. So what I can suggest you, right, Prem? So if you are using Angular, if at all you are using Angular, don't just completely rely on Tailwind scripts. Like this is, I think this is my approach, to be honest. Like I don't follow Tailwind JS scripts to do the heavy lifting for me. So I mostly rely on how do I say, some packages like I can go with Angular material and design it with my Tailwind and some design tokens, or I can use PrimeNG, or I can use Daisy UI. So I'm gonna focus more on all of those packages, to be honest. Tailwind is just here to help me with the styling, because I still don't rely on the JS script of Tailwind, because I don't know, I haven't explored that side of the Tailwind, to be honest. I just use the bare minimum CSS, which really helps me to design my things and do things quite faster for me. So that is the thing. Hi Sushant, how are you? Hello. I hope you're watching the stream. Nice. Okay, so let me go ahead. I can see that. Okay, this is okay, installed successfully. So now what I can do, I can go in the UI project and I can run it by the new command of Angular, which is ngdev. I don't want to share anything, so I'll just say no at the moment. And let's see. Okay, so it is running on localhost 4200, and this is what I have. Okay, let me see what all things we get with Angular version 21. If I show you, like, this is what the version I'm using for Angular, I can see this dependency are quite less now as compared to the previous Angular. What I see, like, whenever you install, oh, I can see Tailwind is there, which is good thing. Nice, everything is already here. That is good. I see the dependencies are quite less, which means now Angular is trying to limit the packages what they previously used to put. Like, I remember, like, this was a lot as compared to what I see now. I think they have limited this as well, which is good. Maybe for the initial package size, I can see it's 53.74, which is good. Fair enough. Main JS is 47.77. Okay. Uh, Question from Hi Bhaiya here from the WhatsApp community. Hello Kunal. Nice to meet you, man. Okay, let's go ahead and try to see what we basically need. Okay, so now you can see the new way of Angular. Like, now you don't see those angular.component.ml and all of those suffixing. Everything is removed now. So you can see a very small minimal Angular app which uses Signal out of the box. And if you remember right, we have selected uh, zoneless. So yes, it's already here. So provide zoneless change detection. So now this is no more experimental. So if I'm not wrong, I think from Angular version 20 now this is fully supported and can be used in the. I think that's why they have removed the experimental thing here. Okay, great thing. Okay, so now we need to understand our requirement, like what all things is required here. So if you remember, okay, let me put it here. Yeah, and so what we need, first thing first, is we need to have this short. Okay, so we have this API. So what my expectation is, there should be one box, and inside the box I should have one input element, and that will take my uh, input field. Basically, I will have an input field and I will have a button which will help me to short. If I click on the button, this API should trigger. Okay, right. So to do such things, so let me go ahead in the Angular and okay, let me open up the Visual Studio Code again. Basically, do that. Let me get rid of all of this code. First, let me check if Tailwind works or not. Okay, so hello Sashi. I can use the class. Okay, let's see if this it works. So text red 500. Okay, and let's go. Oh yes, so which is, I'm so happy to see this, to be honest, because whenever I create a new project, my first thing is to go ahead and install Tailwind, configure it, add all the necessary files. Like, for example, if you're not aware, then you need to first go and install Tailwind, then you need to add this file, you need to add this thing here, and then do the testing and stuff. But okay, I'm so happy about this. Nice. Okay, so now what we need, so we need to have a page. I think so we can start with the routing now, if I'm not wrong. So let's see routes now. So here, if you see, right, we have this file where we can configure the routes. So what I'll do, I'll first go ahead and create some components. And I will be creating my first component, and this is going to be basically what I can do, right? I can start with pages. I think I will require two pages. So I will have two pages. Inside that first page, I will create as home.ts. So again, I'm gonna following the Angular way by not adding those home.component.ts thingy, but I will be relying more on this, right? Now, so I have this home.ts. Let me go ahead and create the class. So export class home page, which I don't want it like that, right? So let me get rid of this. So what is a component? So if anybody, okay, let me take this in term of an Angular interview. Like if somebody asks you, right, what is a component in Angular? So how do you answer? So let's try to keep this simple. So how do I will answer? Okay, I'll answer by actually creating a component, not by using CLI, but by actually coding it. So for me, Angular is a TypeScript class. So that's what I have created. It's a TypeScript class because it's in the TS file, right? Which is decorated by at the rate component. This is it. And inside that, we have some meta tags. Like we have some meta things, which is nothing but my selector, which is very important, app slash home. And a component should have a template. And that's what I had. And that's pretty much it. And I don't need to put anything called as standalone, all of those, because now with the latest Angular, any component you create in Angular is out of the box standalone. Just in case if you want to still rely on the modules, so the Angular team still have this API, which you can basically tell, hey, okay, in the metadata you can say, hey, it is standalone false, which means this is not a standalone component, so that you will not have something called imports and stuff. Okay, so for me, as I'm using Tailwind, so that's why I on styles as well. So I just need a very bare minimum thing, which is a selector and a template. And if you're also following along the like you're following things on LinkedIn, like how what Angular team are planning, like I think there will be soon you will see all this component are selectorless. So in future there is some plan what I have seen in the community that you will also won't have this thing, and I don't know when that will happen, but let's see. But can you see now how slim this component metadata will become if you also remove the selector? Okay, just in case if you need some dependencies and stuff, so you still can do the imports. But right now, I don't think so. I have to do anything, so that's why I have removed that. Okay, let's come back and let's put things like so. I have a home component ready, and let me just like render something here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let this guy do this, and what I'll do, I'll just try to put here router outlet, and I will be using self-closing tag. Right, so now I have a router outlet, and then I have this home, which means now I need to start doing my configuration, right? Okay, so how do I configure my routes? I go inside here, and over here we just need to specify this, right? So I have a home. Let me go ahead and import this. Okay, so I'll go and import this in the route. Now, do you really think that? So, but the thing is, right? I love doing lazy. So, how do you do lazy loading with a standalone component? So that could also be a question, right? Anyone who is here, like, do you think this will be lazy loaded? The answer is no. The moment you start your application, this will be part of your bundle and all of those. So, if you want to do the lazy loading stuff, so what you can do something called as load component. Okay, and in the load component, what you can do something called as this imports and stuff. Okay, so you have your path, then you have your load component, and that's how you have loaded your component. Okay, and just in case if you're not so happy about this, hey Sashi, why I need to add this thing as well, like because you need to load it, right? So what you can do, that you can make this thing as default. So this is the export default class, so now you can basically get rid of this. Like if you let me know, whoever is if you know this thing already. Okay, now let's see what next we need to do. If I have a path blank, then this should load home component, and I think so this is loading. Just let me confirm. Hello Shashi from home component. Save the changes, and can you see? Yes, which means our routing is working fine. Just in case if you want to have if you want to show that this is a right what to do, so you just need to go and configure things here. Like if my path is home, then only show this. Correct. uh, I know I'm not just liking how this prettier thing is working here, but it's fine. I can fix that later. So if the path is blank, I'll say redirect to home, path match full, and let's do the magic. Yes, can you see now? If I So that's how you configure routing. Right? This is not rocket science. This is very simple Angular topic. So if you try to put slash home, you will always go on the home component, which is good. Now, so let's again come back to the requirement. What was our requirement, right? Our requirement was to basically create that box. So let me go ahead and do that. So go here and we need to design this now. Okay. So what I can imagine at the moment that I will have divs, two divs basically. Let me create the first div. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't want these two. And inside that I will have my another div. I don't know why AI is not so helpful here for me, but it's fine, I guess. Maybe the more I type, the AI will understand what I want to do. So this is what I wanted to do, something like this. So I have a flex goal I can remove at the moment, justify center okay, this looks good to me. And inside this I will have to create my card. So to create the card, right, what you need to have. Okay, let me go ahead and put this. Maybe again, AI can help me here. No, it is not. This is not what I expected. Sorry to say. Okay, let me get rid of this. So now what I need a full width, and I'll put a max width of MD. Okay, I think so. This is what. Okay, this is what I'm expecting. But I need this rounded Excel so that this is more rounded, and shadow I can also have LG. So this will act as my card, and my card will be in the center. Okay. And what else we need? So we can say the title with, right, like if you want to put some title, that you can put welcome to trim URL. I don't need. Yeah, we can keep that, welcome to trim URL, something like that. Okay. So now I have a title on the top. Let me see how things looks now at the moment. Okay, this is what my expectation was. I need a card, and I needed a title, and now below that I will have a input with an button. Okay, so so to do that, so what you need another div, correct? So you need a div, and in this div you will have two things. First thing, you will have an input, and you will have, okay, let me, I think, thank you so much GitHub Copilot for helping me. Okay, and then you have this. Let's see, we will try to are not like what I expected, then I can remove them. Okay, let's see, and I can put a class would be flex goal, and so this will be in the bottom. Okay, what if I don't have goal and put it on the right hand side and just put a gap, maybe a gap of 2. I think that there, I guess. Let me go back. Space XY, I can make it 2. Okay, so this is what I will have. So now people can come here, people can put your URL they need to short, and if they click on the button, they want to see a result, right? Okay, so to know the result, what we can do, just below this we can have a result. So if I want my AI to help me, so what I'll do, I'll just say here, control KC. So I'll just give a comment, maybe the intelligence will know what I. So result for the shortened URL. Okay, see, that's why there is a reason why this is called a co-pilot, right? Okay, so you are the pilot, correct, and this is just here to help you. So whatever outcome you get from the AI, make sure to validate them. Just don't copy paste blindly and like, okay, yeah, this is all correct. So I'm just trying to review at every step whatever what I see. So I see this guy is trying to put some margin top and give some good uh, title based like for the result, and yeah, this is how the result will look like, something like this. And if I go here, let's see how things basically looks like. So let's go back to your browser, and I can see my outcome here, which is okay. Like if I click here and then if I click on shorten after the API response, I want to show this, right? Good. It's a bit better, I guess, by adding some Border, what do you think? Border, border T, padding, I don't think so. And let's see. Okay, padding top, better I'll have full border. And then I will have padding as 4, rounded. Okay, I think I'm quite satisfied with this one. Okay, and what I can do, I can make this a tag rather than a p tag. And yeah, so this will be a clickable one. Like if you click, this will basically something will happen, right? So can you see it has just went over there. Okay, now I need to open this on blank, so target should be blank. Okay, let's see now. Yep, this is what it was expected. Okay, so I think our UI is a bit ready. If just in case anybody have question, then you can just feel free to put it in the comment, like what I'm trying to do or whatever. If you have any doubt. So now I have this box ready. What else I might require? Okay, let me go on the API. First, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create the API, and then we will try to see how we can integrate this API with our uh, front end. So now shortening of URL will happen. Now I have two types of fetch API. One is the paged URL, and another one is normal URL, which will fetch all the information. So okay, let me focus on this one maybe, and maybe we can have a separate session just to explain about how can you integrate, like how can you do server side rendering in Angular. Okay, because API is already ready. Let me just show you what I'm basically talking about. So if I show you how many records I have in my URL already, so let's see, let it get load, and you can see, right, I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So I basically I have 10 records in my like which I have already shortened. So this is my get URL, and we are going to integrate this in a table. So maybe in this stream we can just do small table with all the response, but maybe in the upcoming stream maybe I can have a dedicated stream to show like how can you do pagination in Angular, such pagination, how can you implement, because the API is already ready. If you see this, so this API requires, okay, which page are you looking for and what is the page size. So currently if records, and if I say I need a page size of basically 3, like okay, let's see what happens. So if I put it here 3, and there will be 3 response will be coming, and then there will be 4 pages. Let me see and go ahead and execute this. Okay, yeah, can you see now? Basically now I will have a page size of 3, like on each page I will have 3 URLs, and I had total 10 URLs. So if you divide them by 3, which means there will be 4 pages. Okay, if I go on the 4th page by putting like, hey, I need page number 4, if I execute, then the expectation is there should be only one record. So if I do that, can you see I just one record. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do. And just in case if anybody here is new, what is this API and how have you built this, then maybe you can go on my YouTube channel and you can maybe I can show you as well. You can just like go ahead on my YouTube channel, and there you can find the back project what I have built. Okay, let me also grab the link if I can get. I think so. I have it here ready. So just in case if you are interested for the .NET development thing, so you can head over to my YouTube channel, and here you can find these 2 video. This is the video where I have basically like explained each and every step I have built this .NET API. Okay, and once you have this API ready, then you can go ahead and try to follow this video what I like this YouTube live, so you can basically find the link later and you can implement this in your project, like with the same backend project. Okay, so this UI is also a bit ready, and now as I told you, right, I need to create a table basically to show all of this fetch URLs. Okay, right. So now what I will do, so I have a home page, then I should create another page which will basically show me URL. So there will be a URL page. Okay, let's go ahead and open up your VS Code again, and let me open up the another page. I'll create a page whose name is url.ts. Again, I'm gonna repeat the same thing. If somebody asks you what is component in Angular, so just tell them by acting. Angular is a TypeScript class. okay, which is decorated by add rate component. And this component basically consists of metadata called as selector and something called as template. Okay, template or template URL. Okay, so the next question could be then, what is a directive, right? So directive is also a TypeScript class which has a decorator called as add the directive. But always remember, only difference between a directive and a component is that directive don't have template, but a component has a template. Okay, always remember that directive only has a selector, like you can create a trim selector, like you can have app text size, you can have a directive called as like something like ng. If you can create your own nga, if you can create your own ng role, you can create your own custom directives. But this is what it is. So that is the difference between a component and a directive. Okay, now so I have my another page here which is my URL, and let me go ahead and configure it in the routes. Okay, so over here what this will have, okay, thank you AIs for helping me. So this is okay, so this is load component, and this is breaking. You know why? Because okay, if you need to fix this, again I'm repeating myself, but let's see if maybe there are some new audience. So this is what I need to do, right? So I need to make sure that, hey, I'm trying to load a dot url. Okay, so this will fix the issue. But just in case if you don't want to use this, so I have already explained that you can go ahead and make your component default. Okay, so the moment you make this default, you don't need to do that dot then and all of those. Okay, all right. So if anyone new here in the stream, do let me know if you have any doubt or any question at whatever step I'm working on. Okay, so now I have a url.ts, and let me go ahead and put some bare minimum template so that we can see things are working. So if I put a div, let's see what AI helps me. URL page. Okay, let's see. Now if I go to slash URL, okay, so I can see a URL page. Okay, and this looks something like this, which is okay at the moment. But we need a table, right? So let me go ahead and create a table. See, maybe I can go ahead and use some AI prompt, right, to basically get things faster. But let me see if I can do something here. Okay. Yep. Right. Let me get rid of some of my code, and if I can create a div. Okay, let's go. So now is my URL page, and that will have a class. Again, I can create a card component if I want. So let me go. Oh no, I'm not. I don't need this because I'll tell you why I don't need this. Okay, let me give them everything what AI is suggesting because everything is bad. What I can do if I need AI to help me or suggest me better. So create a table in Tailwind. Let's see if this comments can help us to give some good prompt whenever we are developing anything. Oh yes, I think so. Yes. So it gave me some table. Let's see how the table looks like. Okay, so this is it has given me okay, original and shortened. Okay, I'm not so happy at this, but like I am damn sure that I will be needing this. So let me go ahead and at least add this bare minimum code. So we need an overflow X so that whenever the screen size is decreased, right? So a scroll bar should come in the bottom. So this is good. This is what I needed. Then I can have, okay, minimum width is also fine, but let's go for a width full. Okay, we can have a background, we can have this PG white, we can keep it, or we can put it as a bit gray color. Let's see, gray to red. I can have a border, and border could be gray. Okay, then this can mix up. So let me put this as 100, and so that border is 200. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So now we will have a text, and we need to style this. So let me add a class here, and this class is nothing but going to be bg gray 200, and text left, and this should be text sn. Okay, and now inside that we will have some header. So what I can do, right, I can get rid of this. So definitely I need a border bottom, I need a good margin for x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so Let me go ahead and see how the API looks like. So I will have a long URL code created at and analytics. I think there is something missing as compared to my paged URL. Let me and check that. Okay, so yeah, I need something like long, short URL, and created at. So these three. Okay, long URL should be this. Shortened URL is fine. Then what else I need? I need yes, created at. So let me copy paste these two things. So created at, and there could be some action, right? Action is required, and also can, it's just in case if you need to show the ID, you can, that also you can show it here like ID. So I will have ID, long URL, short URL, short and URL, created at, and some actions. Okay. Okay, see, AI already started to help me to some extent. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, looks like good, but I need one more here for my ID. Okay, now let's go back to see. Not bad. So now I have this, correct? So I have long URL, short URL, created ad, and a delete, which we can replace it with some good icons. Okay. Now, but again, I am not happy about the size of this. So what I can do, I can put it into a div, correct? And this div you can basically write inside some what, how do I say, some yeah, something like this, maybe like max width or something like that. Okay, so let me go ahead and wrap it. So this will be having a class, we have a container, mx auto. Okay, so this come a bit center as I have a padding on the top, so that's what it has added. Now if you take a look at this table, so I can see two three things here, because now we are reusing my HTML. So if you see the home, so home has this which is applied to the whole page. So what I can do, I can cut this, I can remove this as well, and I can go in my app HTML. So I will add this layer to my, to the overall page basically. So whatever item is inside the router outlet, that will be in the center of the page. Okay, let me grab this router outlet and put it on the top. Let me format this. Yeah, all looks good. Now this is what it has made. So now if you see, right, so now both of them will be in the center of the page. So I'm okay about this UI. So what we can do, going forward, we can basically do the UI changes. So that's not a problem. Let's first focus on the main feature, and then maybe we can have a dedicated session to make all of this beautiful. Okay, I think still like, but I'm like, okay, let's first focus on the main thing, why we are here. Okay, now, okay, I know this is the right time for me to start integrating the API. Let me put my MacBook on charge. Okay, now let's start doing the API thingy. Okay, so do the API call. What I can do, let me think. Let me first integrate the post API. Let's do that. So I have these pages, correct? And what I can do now, so okay, let me do this in a very correct way. So I have a home folder. Inside that I can put the home. I will have another folder which is my URLs or URL. I think it should be URLs. I think I did a mistake. I'll change it. And yeah, this is in the URLs, and I will rename it to URLs because this is a URL table. You can say URL table, whatever you want. Okay. So this is what it is. Save all the changes. Everything should be up and running. I want to see all green. Yes, it's green. Now let's me put it bit down. So now I have this URL.ts. Okay, I'm just doing some analysis now just to understand this a bit. Okay, now I have a home. Let me go ahead and do the post call here. So for that, I will be creating a service, as this service is only responsible for doing the post. So what I'll do, create a service over here. Okay, and I'll give a service name as Okay, so this service can lie here. We'll have services. See, anyway, it's a very small application. I just cannot show, but I'm trying to like how exactly I will be doing if it is a, even if it is a large scale. I'll try to keep the services close to where it is being used. So I know whatever service I create, it will be mostly used in this page component. First thumb rule, okay, in the Angular. So this is what I follow. See, things depends on person to person how they want to build their product or how they want to architect their front end thing. So I try to follow like whatever service you create, if you know that is going to be used in the particular page, then try to keep it closer to that particular file. Okay, now here I'll do I'll try to figure out something here, because see why I'm saying, right, the API what I will be creating, that can be used in the home, as well as the URL will do the fetching and home will do the post. So I think not a good idea. See, I'm just trying to personalize like where I can go wrong. I don't want to do anything wrong in the folder structure. So I have a pages which is good, and put it in the shared. That's what I'm thinking. I think that should be okay. Yeah, I think it should be okay here at the moment to put it as a shared folder, and inside that I will have a shared service. Because why I'm putting this in shared, because this will be shared in two pages. First is the urls.ts and another one is the home.ts. Okay, so in the services, I'm going to create a file called as url api.ts. Again, don't use, I'm not using all those suffix like url.service.ts and all of that, because now that's not the recommended way. But trust me, like the more you get used to this, the more you work on such a project, the more you'll get used to this changes, because your folder basically tells what is this. When you import, right, you can see it is coming from services folder, which means you know that this is a service. URL API is a service. Okay, let me go ahead and create the service class URL API, and this API looks something like this. How can you tell that this is a service? So you should have a very important thing, which is injectable. And in the injectable, I will be putting this as provided in root. Okay, so that can inject in both of the services. So this will be a singleton service. Now let me go ahead and put the base URL. So I will have a private read-only base URL, which is this. Just to get my base URL, what I can do, I can just go and grab this. Okay. And I can put it here. I think I should have added the API, but I think it's fine. I think I missed it. Okay, so this is my base URL. Oh wow, thank you so much. Okay, add all the missing input. I'll try to see if this is correct or not. Okay, don't worry, I'm not gonna trust blindly here. So I have this URL, so this will be for URLs. Let me check how is the post done. Post is done via a short. Okay, so this is going to be my base URL. What I can do, I can create a constants basically, and I can put it somewhere over here. Okay, app constant at constant.ts. So export cons API URL, which is this. Maybe I'll show you a better way. Okay, maybe I'm not going to say that now, but yeah, in stream I'll show you what is the better way to make use of injection token to basically grab or the API URL. If it is in production, then it will take the production URL. If it is dev, then it will take the dev URL. Maybe I'll show that team. Let's not focus there, but currently let's have this as a constant here as an API URL, and this I am going to put it over here in the service. So if you want, you can replace it with this API URL. If you want, you can directly use as well. It's all up to you. But yeah. Now you need to use HTTP post for sure. So let me go ahead and inject that. So I will be having private read only http. Wow, see how AI basically helps here. Do you think this is correct? No way. This is not correct. This is not what I am looking for. Correct? So that's why I say don't blindly trust on AI. So this is not the thing what I need. I need to inject something called as http client. And yeah, you need to go ahead and import this class as well, coming from angular slash common slash http. And if you follow a good practice, that's what I usually do, because I don't have any linting rule at the moment. But yeah, I'll try to always have a space between the package imports versus my file imports. Always a good practice. Nice. Okay, so this is my component. See how wrong AI went here. This is so wrong. You cannot have a component as a type of your API response, right? So this is a big no. Okay. So in the shared, I'm going to also create something called as types. Let me put it here, types, and I'm going to create my type. So this is going to be my URL tto.ts. So export interface URL DTO, and you can, maybe if you want, if you rely more on type, you can create it as a type as well. That is not up. Okay. So this is what I'm expecting, right, from the backend. So if you see how this is how my DTO looks like. So no one, yeah, this one. So I will be having a long URL, short URL, created at, and the ID. So ID is not a string, it's a number. So change it to number, string, and created that is the date, which is fine, right? And yeah, now this can be replaced with URL DTO. Yes. And that's it, I guess. Okay, let me still review a few things. So now I have a shorten the URL. I will pass along URL, but this is going to be short. Okay, this is going to be short. So base URL plus short, and then I will pass a long URL as an object, what you just see here. I'm just trying to follow my document. That's how a front-end developer basically utilizes Swagger documentation. Okay. So okay, someone is facing issue. Is the audio is only little delayed on my end? Guys, please let whoever is watching, if you guys feel like face any issue, please do let me know. I'll try to fix it. Anyone watching the stream, is my audio is good? Yes, no? Please let me know, guys, if the audio is good. 2 FPS a stream. Okay, I don't get it, but maybe you are complaining about the stream quality. I'm so sorry, man. This setup is something new for me as well. I'm I'm just trying my best to deliver, but let's see. Maybe if you have feedback, do let me know. I'll try to improve it for the next stream for sure. But please, can someone in the who is watching the stream can confirm me, is the audio is good? Good, right? Okay, thank you, Kunal. Okay, let me take some questions. Somebody just put a question. Hi, I'm currently having 2 year in full stack .NET development, looking for a switch. What all things I should keep in mind while switching? Okay, so first thing first, I think if you have a 2 year of experience, which is also a good number, first of all, try to what I'll say, right? Try to review yourself. What do you think about your tech stack? Like how confident you are um, about your technology stack. And if you think like in the current project, if you can still learn more, I would recommend you can still like it depends, man. If the learning is not there, then yes, definitely go ahead and switch. But if you see the learning is still there, but if you want to switch just because of monetary gain or something like that, then you should think twice, because nowadays the competition is quite high, the bar is quite high, what I say, because recently I have took a lot of interviews, and trust me, this is what I also felt. Like it is really not so easy now. Like maybe I can share some weird experiences as well in the next stream, like what kind of answers I was also getting from very experienced persons as well. So it was okay. Sorry, coming back to your question. So you want to switch, what all things you should keep in mind while switching? So first thing first, if you're a .NET full stack developer, make sure that you are able to deliver your things as a .NET dev. Like, you know about your stack, like, okay, how does basically API is built, okay, what are middlewares in the .NET, then how does API call happens. You are quite good about how the API basically routing is been done in the backend side. If you are more into microservice architecture already beginner, then uh, again, I'm not sure for a 2 year experience they are going to ask quite heavy .NET questions. I think it's going to still be a minimal one, like a basics of C sharp, some question around dependency injection, some design pattern what you have worked on, or something related to some performance improvement or anything what you have fixed in your project or something like that, so that you can expect. Talking about for the front end, I think front end you really need a strong JavaScript for sure. Like, if I'm taking your interviews, then I will definitely gonna on JavaScript, just to understand like how good you are with the fundamentals. Because see, Angular is not big, to be honest. I would say it's not big. Like, if you prepare well, like for 2 3 days, I think you complete all the topics very easily. I'm talking about theory. Yeah? To get the confidence in Angular, let me tell you for sure, you will require to build some good project. If you have already contributed in your company, like you're doing a quite a good front end there as well, then why not? Then it will be quite easy for you to answer every question in the interview. Okay, like I can give a very short example. Like, if you have already worked on something called as interceptor in your project, you have built an interceptor in your project, and if the interviewer asks you, can you tell me what is interceptor? So I'm damn sure that you are not going to just tell the theory that, hey, interceptor is something which helps you to modify your request and all of those. So you are not going to answer like that. You're going to be very confident while answering. Maybe you can talk for 30 seconds just to give the definition about interceptor, and then you will definitely going to give a good example of your project. Yes, I have implemented the like JWT interceptor. I have created was the backend developer was expecting to pass the bearer token, so that's where I have used the interceptor and something like that. So you will be talking more in term of examples the more you get experience, and that's how basically you should answer your interview as well. Okay, so that's what tip I can give you. Okay. Now, okay, thank you, Kunal and Pankaj, for confirming the audio is good. Thank you so much, guys. Uh, San Sanrada, maybe I hope I have spelled your name correct. Hello, man. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see where we were. Where were we? Okay, so we were here to create the API endpoint, and we were just trying to review our code, whatever Copilot has given to us. So, okay, it does the great job here. Like, yeah, I have this. We are passing the long URL, and I was just talking about how a front end developer should understand understand their how do I say, their Swagger documentation, because those Swagger documentation is not just for the backend developer, it is mostly for the front end developers, so that you can understand how the API is been documented. Like, for example, what is the request you are responsible to, and what kind of response you expect from the backend if everything is good. So for this, right, I'm trying to send a long URL, and I can validate the same just by going on the Swagger documentation. Can you see here that, okay, so this is what my request body expects, and the same thing is what I'm providing here, which will work. So I have this shortened URL. See, I'm not worried about this. I will be reviewing them later once those are required. Okay, so go ahead and try to implement this one. So this are gonna return a response basically. Can you see now the response is of type this, correct? It is of this response. So we need to create this, and how we can create that, there is something called as JSON to TS, which I use quite a lot. So if you use this website, maybe I can create one of my own. With AI, everything is possible now. So I can just copy this because I need to create this type. So I can go in the type, I can say API response dot ts, and I can paste this and convert this to type, not interface. Like both is fine, but yeah, it depends on you. So this is going to be my API response. Okay, and that's pretty much it, right? So yeah, it's success, status code, and shorten URL. Let's see once again. Okay, shorten URL. Yeah, that's what I get. But let me also review the other response. Can you see the other response are different, right? So I think I should have thought for it initially while developing the API. I think I did a small mistake there, but it's fine. We can rectify them later. So the naming is not correct because this response is only responsible for giving me the response what I get after shortening the URL. So what I'll do, I'll rename it. What should I rename it to? Okay, short, short, shortened, maybe URL response. Yeah, and change it this as well. Shorten URL is caps. Yes, so URL response much better, and I can use this response where I have to use it to make my API type safe. I'm not going to use any. So any, please try to avoid any, okay, in your project. I know you, like, if you're using in your project, like, your team lead will approve your code for sure, so please don't do that. Okay, so this is what it is expected if I do the shorten URL. Right, now let's go ahead and integrate this API. So your service is ready. All we need to do is integrate it inside the home component. Now over here in the home component, you need to inject. So I'll say URL API, and you will just use this inject function, and in that you will say URL API, and let's go ahead and import. Okay, it happened successfully. Now you have to short the URL. So let's create the method short, and you will pass a long URL, and you will just call your response, and this is how your API response looks like. Okay, nice and easy. So I don't like this way, so let me get rid of this, and let me put it something like this, and then you will have a next, which is for success. You will have this so that I can handle both the state. All right. So here we need to do something. So now there is a button, and this button is gonna call this API URL. So now let me try to understand, because we need to do make use of ng model now, right? So that we can do the two-way data binding in Angular. So for that, let me go ahead and do some imports. First import would be easy one, which is forms module. Okay, from module 2 we have this, or Angular has changed something. Wow, I'm not there. Okay, let's see if we get this. Oh, let me do one thing. Let me make the error, and let's see what Angular suggests. So here I will say banana in the box ng model, and I will have a long URL here. So let me create a long URL. It's not gonna be a string, it's gonna be a signal with an empty value. Okay, signal, and I need to import the signal. I don't think so. Right, and let's see if this thing is able to integrate with this. So ng model is known property of input. It's an writable signal. I was expecting this should work out of the box, because I remember ng model supports that. Okay, let's go ahead and try to add forms module, and let me put up the import here. Maybe I'm something, I'm not sure. Yeah, forms module. Yeah, I think, yeah, because maybe the intelligence was not working for me, but that's fine. Let me put it on the correct place. So I have a forms module, I have an ng model, and now can you see I don't need to, because ng model already takes this as a signal, so you don't need to do signal like this. Okay, the two-way data binding. Right, so let me save all the changes, and let's see what happens now. So here, the long URL, you just need to remove this. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll just this dot long URL, put this as a signal at the moment, and let me show something first. If I click on short, what I get. Okay, let's go one step at a time. Let's not directly do the API calling. First, we need to see if we are even getting the long URL or not. So I'll do console.log, right? And let's go back. And when the button is clicked, we are able to call short method, right? Okay, let's go back to your code and we need to go to the home. Okay, there you go. Let me go and check this. And what I'll do, let's see. So here, whenever I will put some long URL, which is basically this, and put it here, and if I click on this button, yeah, can you see I'm able to get the response, which means this is what I want to send to the backend, correct? So to send this to the backend, I think our code was correct. So we have validated things like, yes, we are getting a long URL, and that long URL we will send it to the user. Okay. Now, if you take a look, right, I've already put my console.log, like what response you get from the backend. So let's see what will happen after this. If I try to do the API call, my API is already up and running. Just to tell you that this is here my API call, which is already up and running, the local host port, whatever it was. You can see the swagger, right? Now, what I will do, I'll just go ahead and take some different URL now from my interview helper website. What are input and output decorators? Just in case if anyone is were planning for interview preparation, maybe you can check out this website. I have tried to put a lot of interview questions here. Maybe this can help for sure. So let me go ahead and put the long URL, and I want to open up the network tab and let's see what happens. Okay, I hope the zoom is better for you guys to see. Okay, so an API call. Now it's still pending and I can see a 200 response. Wow. So if I got a 200 response, which means what backend has given me back this response, error message is null because there was no error, is success is true, status code 200, and I got this important thing, which is my short URL. Okay, if I copy this URL, okay, if I copy this URL and if I go here and if I hit enter, so my expectation is it should open this page, right? So let me go ahead and hit enter, and can you see now I got again the same page and output, correct? Which means nice, first API is integrated successfully. Okay, now let me take some questions. I see one question here. If you are starting new at front end, can you recommend some exercise and some videos to learn new ways? So if you are just starting with front end development, so what I can recommend you to practice more JavaScript fundamentals, right? When I say JavaScript, maybe you can start things like, if you are very new, then of course you will start with what are variables, correct? You will start with the control flow, like what is if else, switch statement, all of those. You will learn more about JavaScript concept, like what is hoisting. Try to learn about what is GEC, right? All the internals of JavaScript, like how basically a JavaScript executes a code. Just as a beginner, just try to understand. I know this can go a little bit like above the head, but try if you understand these small fundamental topics, I think this will be a very good way to start things with a front end development. Because like the moment you say front end, right, even if it is Angular, React, Vue, whatever it is, everywhere is JavaScript. Which means start things off with the JavaScript. Like once you know at least 50 to 60% of JavaScript, at least 50-60% JavaScript, then maybe I would say that will be the right time for you to switch to any framework, either if it is React, Angular, Vue.js, whatever you like. Okay, I will recommend Angular, but yeah, it's just what I prefer. It's not like I don't know React. I do React as well. I did React in my previous company. But if you know at least one framework, trust me, learning the other framework is a breeze. Okay, because the front end fundamentals are the same. Everywhere you go, you will see a component. Everywhere you'll see, yeah, there is a component, there is a service, like you are doing the API calls, right? Everywhere is the same thing. All you need to know is just the fundamental about how basically front end works, right? Like how, okay, if you are good with HTML CSS, then that's basically a brownie point to you. Like you are good with the logic, but you can also design your page. That brownie point as A full stack developer, I'm saying. As a front end developer, you should know everything like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, Tailwind, React, Angular, yeah, whatever it is. Because nowadays, see, like nowadays AI can does most of the job. So you already know, like AI is here to like if I ask AI to build this template, I think he can do it in less than 5-10 minutes, I guess. No, not even 5-10 minutes. Like he can do that thing for me. But if you don't know about basics also, then using AI and just copy pasting the code, I think that is a very wrong thing. If you're doing that, then stop doing that. Trust me when I say this. Okay. If you're using AI, make sure that whatever AI is giving you as a response, you know that thing, and you know if anything goes wrong with the AI output and all of that. Okay, please, please, please. Now, what next I need to do is whatever response I got, right? Like whatever response I got from the API, that response I need to show it here in the result. Okay, and let's see how we can do that. Let's see how we can do that. So for that, I need to say here, um, um, okay, short URL, because now I got a short URL, right? And I'll make this guy as null at the moment. Okay, short URL as null. Okay, initially it is null, but once you got a response, what you can do, you can set your response, right? You can set your response. Because I put this as null, that's why it is complaining here that you need to make sure that this guy string is not assignable to of type null. So what I can do, uh, okay, string or null. Okay, and now the complaint just goes off. This could be a string or it could be a null. That's it. And in initial value, I put that as null. Okay, now I have assigned the response here, and whatever the response I have, this is a short URL. So what I can do, I can use my control flow syntax here. So I'll say @if. Okay, and in the if, I will have my short URL. Okay, what went wrong? Let me again. Sometime I really this AI sometimes. I don't need your help. Sorry. So I'll say @if. Okay, and yeah, and paste my code. And here I will just have short URL. That's it. And save the changes. Over here, I need to update few things. So href will be updated by short, and this is how it will be updated here as an interpolation. Now things looks good to me at the moment. Let me just review, right? So now what will happen? See, can you see now the result just went off because now the short URL is empty. The short URL gets data once the API response is good. Okay, so okay, right? So now what I will do, hey Ayush, I'll take a question just after this. Once I explain this, I'll take a question for sure. Please put your check my portfolio. Can you put your portfolio link in the comment? I'll definitely gonna review it before I end the stream. Right, so now what will happen, so you will put your long URL. Once you have a response from the backend, then only the result will show. Okay, very easy and simple, right? So okay, after that what, so once you have a result, then we need to make sure that we are making this also empty, right? So now we don't need, right, we don't need to have here, and get rid of that. And how we can do that here, so we can say this dot long URL, and we can set it to empty again. Okay, we can set it to empty again. Now let's see what happens. So here again, I'll go to my website and I'll choose what is standalone components. Okay, so here I can see the response, standalone components. Copy this long URL, go on my website, put it here and click on short URL. Okay, and so can you see the moment I got the API response, this got empty. See, I'm all using Signal, so I don't need to worry about. Okay, let me also do one thing. I think one thing I missed, a very important thing I missed. I should have done this as change detection. So we can change it to change detection strategy. Push. Okay. Anyway, this is just a good practice to do. But anyway, we are using Signal, so we have no zoneless anyway. So that's not a problem. But just in case if you want to be double sure, you can put this as change detection strategy to on push. Always a recommended and good way to do things in Angular. Okay. Now you saw, right, we got the response, and we got the shortened URL as well. I'll do again decorators in Angular. Copy this. Again, I want to short. I'm enjoying to do use URL shortening. So I did it and I got a response, and you saw the this got clear, and I also saw this, right? And everything is work fine. This is a zoneless application. Can you see? And everything works still the same, right? There is no breaking. You cannot say, hey, my screen is not getting updated and all of that. Now, if I click on this link, what is my expectation? See, my expectation was to open this interview helper. Like I'm clicking on short URL and it is opening curator's project, whatever I have shortened. So, which means now these things are working, right? This shortening of URL is working. Now, let me take some. We are starting at a front end. Thank you for. Okay, so yep, always welcome. Okay, Pankaj said, thank you for your response. Currently, .NET opportunities are less. What is your take on this? How is the competition in the .NET role? I really don't think so. The opportunities are less. Let me tell you why. Because uh, I already took some interview recently, and there were quite a good number of people who has appeared for the interview. So I don't think so. If 10 plus people is a less number, to be honest. Like I did it like last weekend, so I don't think so like the number was less. It was still good. But if you say how is the see, the thing is, right, if you talk about .NET developers, I rarely see a experienced .NET developer basically make a switch, right? Like because if I own a company and I have a .NET developer like who's like 8 9 10 year experience, a very experienced guy, and if he's enjoying his work, definitely he's going to stay in my company. If he don't leave my company, then course, like there will be no opportunity for others. And it also depends on like what kind of project people are making with .NET, because what I see in the banking area, I think .NET is still there, because I was in Singapore like last 3 years, and I mostly saw the opportunities which were like they were using .NET. And now currently I'm in Dubai, and situation is still the same. I still see there are opportunities here, and I see there are companies who are using .NET and not just .NET framework. They are using .NET version 6, version 8. Now there are also some project they are moving to 9. Maybe once there is version 10, maybe they will make that change as well, for sure. So I don't know, like what I have seen in my surrounding, I think there are still opportunities are there. But again, I'll tell you, just don't limit yourself just with .NET. Okay, try to learn other things as well. Like if you ask me, I do a lot of Node.js as well. I like except Java, I think I have did a lot of things. Like I have also started to learn Golang. Like you don't even know like what things can come up. Like again, if your backend fundamental is good, then again it's the same thing what I told for the front end. Like you just know one framework, I think learning the other is breeze. Same goes with the backend. Like if I know .NET, if I know the backend fundamentals, uh, getting a project and working on a other project backend project would be easier for me. See, you still have middle, still have APIs to create there, you still have the logics to build there. The only matter is the syntax will change. You just need to adapt the syntax, and I don't think so that will take much time. Okay, so please make sure that your logic building is good. I think you can, like human mind like that, come on, just don't stuck yourself with just one framework or one technology stack. Try to explore others as well. And nowadays there is AI as well. So that's what I am doing right now. I'm trying to put myself in such a thing that AI is there. Like I'm trying to explore AI side. Okay, how does this Vercel AI SDK is being built, and how we can use it in your project, how things are, how agent to agent communication is happening. I'm trying to learn all of those new things as well in my free time. Okay, so next question from Ayush. Hey bro, check my portfolio design. Okay, yeah, I think I have answered that already. Can you please share me your link? I made it with a lot of efforts. Any suggestion for improvement is appreciated. Sure, Ayush. Maybe can you put the link in the chat? All can definitely take a look if I can provide any feedback or suggestion. Okay. All right. So one more question, sir. How can we get into big companies by learning development? I don't get much response when I apply to off-campus opportunities. Right. So it also depends what kind of strategy are you applying to find a job, basically. Like a completely beginner, like fresher, then I know things are not so well at the moment in the market. But again, all I can suggest is try to upskill yourself, try to show your work, try to put it on all social platform, whatever you use. Try to be active on LinkedIn. uh, like if you have like you said like you're learning development, if you're learning development, then try to showcase your work by contributing to some open source project. Just in case, guys, if you are here, if you are interested to do some open source contribution, I think there is a project which is initiated by Santosh Yadav. I think he's one of the very known guy in the GitHub community and the Angular community. He's an Angular GDE, is Microsoft MVP, and he is a GitHub star. I think you can see him here already. Like, so we are here. We are building this basically an open source project, Devs who run, and currently I'm helping Santosh basically to build this platform. We both are collaborating together, which is a great. If you are interested, then feel free to DM me, or you can basically just check out. I think GitHub link is already mentioned. You can go on this and you can start contributing. Okay, and maybe I can just show you if the okay. We recently did the sign in with GitHub. I hope this will work. Let's see. Yes, I think so. Yeah, I can see a welcome. You have been successfully logged in, and this is what it is. What we are trying to build now, and we are at this stage that the GitHub login is success, and we are able to come to the dashboard page where you can see like some upcoming events, where people can basically currently this all are static data which will be updating very soon. Okay, and this is what I think we also made this profile page where you can see about who is the logged in user, email ID, what was the authentication provider, and the user ID. Okay, very bare minimum application, but we are still on the development phase for this. Okay. Right. I'll take two more questions and then maybe we can review whatever work we have did till now. So, okay, so I have a question from Bomb. I hope I have pronounced your name correct. Okay, do you think AI is taking over coders in next 10 years, such as basic front end? I think so, yes. If you just say basic front end, then yes. Not just basic, even the comp, just the front end UI. I'm just saying about HTML, CSS. Admin, yes, I feel so. Uh, because AI is doing better than us at the moment, and the AI is built by us only. So, so it's don't think that I will take your job. If your question is like AI will take your job and relax, I think that's not going to happen. Like whatever the change comes, our brain is smart enough to adapt to the changes. Okay, I think these things are happening since 1980s when all of the technology trend was taking place. Okay, so that's the thing. But yeah, but at least the junior developer replacement can be done with the AI thingy, because what I feel, right, what I have also seen, like a lot of people are now creating SaaS product and everything. You know why? Because initially to start building a SaaS was quite difficult and challenging, but now with the help of AI you can basically start with a bare minimum MVP. Like AI can build it for you and you can take it forward from there. So that's what I have seen. Like even I have been building few product with you by using Angular and React, and trust me, maybe in half a day it can help me to build my bare minimum front end back end, and after that I just need to do my like focus just on my core fundamentals and stuff like that. That's it. Okay. But yeah, you never know. Like I'm not even forecasting till 10 years, but let's see what happens in next 2 3 years. I'm more concerned about that. Let's see how things goes. So Pankaj, thank you so much for your kind response, sir. Please don't call me sir, you can call me Shashi. Shashi is the best thing to address me. Okay, so is the dev who run built on Angular? Yes, this devs who run is built on Angular. If you go here, basically we are using NX here, NX monorepo for our backend in Nest.js, and front end is in Angular. If I'm recently, Santosh had made some changes. In I think he has already moved it to Angular version 20, which is a latest stable version. And here you can see, right, a very bare minimum. We have just started right now. So we have pages like dashboard, home, landing, profile, auth. So yeah, we are at this stage, and if you need some more understanding about this project, like how this has been done, you can basically take a look at all the previous pull request, whatever we have did. So you can see all the closed one. You can see, okay, what all changes we have did and how we have did, right? And this is what basically I was talking about, I guess, this one. So I will be changing it yesterday, because this is the change what I have did, where basically you can use of injection token, right? So you can make use of Angular's DI to do a lot of cool stuff. So here you can see, right, we have a base API created, and based on the development environment, if it is a development environment, the API URL will be localhost. If it is production, if it is not development, then obviously it's a production, then it will use this API endpoint. And what you need to do, you just go ahead and inject, and on the runtime this guy will basically work out of the box. If it is production, it will take api.devs run. If it is local, then it will, if you're in development mode, then it will take localhost 3000. How cool, right? So maybe if you want a tutorial or a session, maybe I will be doing this anyway in the upcoming live session, where I will be talking about this uh, Angular's injection token. It's very powerful, guys. If you are working with a monorepo with a very big project, this thing helps a lot. Maybe I can give you a very good example during that session. But yeah, this is what it is. Let me log out and come back to the page. Yep. So let's take, if to send URL in separate message. Okay, I think Ayush has sent his profile. If people are still here, maybe we can go ahead and check the website. Let me see if I can type it here. Ayush, right? Ayush Upadhyay. Okay, I have not even seen it. Okay, PADHYAY dot Versal dot app. Okay, which Versal deployment? Nice. Wow. Okay, so I see. Oh, the cursor is here. Okay, looks nice, to be honest. Copy. Night mode. Okay. Oh, was that a bug? No. Okay, not really. What I can do, right? Let me try to see what you have used first before even checking the complete website. I see one console error. Let's see what is that. Okay, okay. So you have this also done. Say I wish, okay, with your in case, okay, attempting that, that's nice. Okay, you have this LinkedIn profile. I'm gonna check out your LinkedIn profile also. Let's see. Do we have that error again? No, we don't have. Good. Let's go in the source. So this seems to be a Next.js project, if I'm not wrong. I think so. Looks like yes. Okay. Class name, very unique class name. Cursor, none. Of course, because you are overriding this cursor thing. Okay, and what else you have? You have all of this style element. Okay. Oh, maybe you're using React, I guess, and maybe it's Next.js with the styled classes. I think so. Expect, because you have all this inline style. What I see here, I don't see class name, but you have all inline styles here. Okay, okay, yes, this is a Next.js project. Good. Next route announcer, which is okay. Nice. Okay, status open to work. Pretty good. There's in Mumbai. Nice. You show the time as well. So currently in Dubai it is 12:24, and pretty good, huh? Okay. If I scroll fast, okay, you have this as well. Oh, nice. You have a fade in effect. Okay. What do we say this effect? There is a color effect, right? What does it call? Let me go ahead and see that. I remember. But this is a cool thing. Trust me. Okay. If I have pointed that, it doesn't work, is it? Yes, because I have selected that. All right. You have you're participating in hackathon. That's a really great thing, guys. Anyone beginner here, maybe you can do something similar what he is trying to do, which is okay. So if you hover on this, then you basically nice. You add this color thing. Okay, I'm undergrad pursuing bachelor's in engineering, majoring in IT, which is good. I focus on building skill. Okay, okay, nice, nice. Smart India hackathon. Oh, you are already rich. Okay, right. Then okay, great, great. Second runner up. That's nice. Man, you're already doing a lot, man. When I was your age, I don't think so. Maybe I was still just enjoying my college life. I don't know. But kudos to you, man, because this is now really required. If you are a fresher or a beginner, this all kind of thing is really required for you to basically sell yourself um, to the companies. Like you need to showcase your work, what you do, and all of those. So this is really important. Trust me, I'm liking this a lot. I'm still trying to figure out what I can tell you to improve, because there is nothing what I see suggest. Okay, this all looks good. Okay, nice and clean. Trust me. I'll just check this if this really works. So if I copy this email, copied, just to be sure, yes, it works. Again, a thumbs up. All the feature works. If I go about, okay, so you still have the same page navigation with the IDs. Okay, not bad. Contact. Okay, it's very smooth. I can see your resume. I hope all the hyperlink works. Yes, good job. I can see you now. Great. You can see your profile as well. So currently, okay, DJCE, okay, full stack developer. So you are gonna, okay, 2026, and you have already started to work, is it? Okay, nice. Oh, what else? What else I can see? You can see at GitHub. Good. Nice, 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 nice. Looks good to me. What about this? Oh, you're also active on lead code, is it? Great. All I can see, all everything is good, man. Come on, you're doing a good job. Let me tell you. Uh, Currently, what age you are right now? I think you are still young. I think still you are more into your college phase, and you're doing all this thing already, which is a big plus for you. Trust me. Once you're done with your degree, then you will still have a lot of things to showcase wherever you go for an interview. So this can, the good thing is that you're already started to build your profile. Nice. Okay, looks good. If anybody has their portfolio website, do let me know. Huh? Do send me. Maybe we can review it together. For you, man, it's all good. I think I can't see anything which I can suggest. I think it's already great. Maybe I can show you mine as. I know it's not as good as you, but yeah, it's just there. It's just there, almost there. Like like for me, I just wanted to have more info. Like for me, it's paged application. So I do have routings, different pages, like where I try to showcase my skills and stuff like that. I think I have put my experiences as well, what I do, like projects. Maybe yeah. I think I have all of these projects which are live. I think I still missing. I haven't put a lot of them yet. I think there are still three coming very soon, but I haven't still posted it here. Speaking. Okay, so yeah, it's there. Like whatever I did, like last time I did NG Poland for, so it was a remote one which I did. Singapore, those were my last talk which I have did. I also write blog. If you just if you guys are interested, like I have recently written a quite a good blog on what are transformers. Basically, if you're getting started with learning AI, then I think this blog you should go ahead and read it once. Like this will basically explain you about what are tokens and what is this tokenization and all those. So I have beautifully explained here. Okay, don't take it like, hey, you have copied this from AI because of this emojis. That's not the case. I always put my content, my understanding, and I ask AI to frame it in a better way. And trust me, guys, if AI is there, then please use it. Try to do hard work, try to do smart work. But make sure that you are reviewing your content. Whatever you put your content, just try to say, AI, can you make it in a better way as a blog version? So it helps you to do that. Put your understanding, create a blog, and publish it on all social network just to tell people that, hey, you are learning something. Okay, that's what I have did till now. Yay. Okay, it works. Yeah, this is what I have built, man. A very minimal one. Like again, not I'm not gonna compare it with you. You have a very different theme and everything, but it's really good. I think now I'm working on this API, basically to send and message, and still haven't completed the API. But once the API is integrated, so this part will also work. Currently, this is not functional, right? And yeah, this is what it is. I have a very bare minimum portfolio website, and the good thing is I have integrated AI here. If you see, right, if you go here and if you ask about who is this guy, I hope this doesn't break. Who is this guy? Okay, so it doesn't break. So I have basically a RAG application created here, and this basically RAG tells about me, about who is this guy is, like who am I, and all of those. You can ask about my YouTube channel. You ask about my, does this guy gives talks? So maybe if AI knows, then he can tell me, yes, Shashi Kumar gives technical talks. He has spoken at the event like this, and all of those. So yeah, it just works. Okay, so that's all about portfolio thing. Like if you guys have any build any portfolio website, do share it with me. Maybe we all can review it online. Okay, and let's come back to our website. Let me see if I have any other question. Sir, but I'm facing really hard time opportunities getting no interview calls. The reason being, uh, the experience number maybe that could be one of the factor, because this is what I have also seen, that nowadays if they are calling you for a job interview and whatever it is, they make sure you have at least 4 year experience, 5 year experience, and all of those. I know this is, that's why I'm saying it is becoming hard for freshers to get an opportunity. So that's why I know it will be hard, but don't lose hope. Try to do as much as, like, try to just continue your work what you're doing, and try to publish it on sites, and try to DM people on LinkedIn if they have opportunity for you. Try to show them your profile, show them your work. Maybe there are people like me, like if maybe you can DM me your profile as well. Maybe I can check with my team if they really need a guy like you. Maybe I can tell them about your work, and maybe if they're interested, then why not? We can have a call and we can discuss further. But yeah, try to do DM to others on LinkedIn. Just try to be very professional. Just don't say, hey, hello, give me a job. Don't say that. Try to tell them like who you are, what is your profile, and what kind of a role are you looking for. There are people who really helps. Okay, so please try to follow that. Now, okay, coming back to this website. So here you can see now we have created till now here that we are able to send a long URL, and if you click on short, then things get like this. Now, what we will do, right? So maybe in the next stream, I will take tomorrow, maybe the same time, or maybe we can decide the time. I'll put it on my YouTube community post. We can have another one, and then we can do something about this page. The first thing is I will be redesigning this for sure. I will redesign this page to look more beautiful, and then we will do the API integration for the for this one, basically for get URL. Maybe we can go with the paged one. Let's not waste time in the URLs. We will go ahead and create a paginated response in the next stream. Okay, so that, yeah, at least we are doing something cool. There's a guy who was following up with me. Shashi, can you have a session and show us how can we do server side pagination? I think right time. I'm gonna invite that guy for sure tomorrow in my stream. Please take a look. This is how we do. So I think it's gonna be a good one for him. Right. So that's pretty budget from today's stream. If anybody has any question, feel free to ask now before I end my stream. Let me know if you have anything, any questions for me. And before I go, in the meantime, please take a look at DevZuran. If you if you want to contribute, do let me know. I can basically onboard you for this application. If you want, I can really help you to onboard about okay, what is the code base, what all things we are doing, how can you set up this project locally so that you can start contributing. So do let me know if you are interested about this project. And if you find any bugs whatsoever, feel free to create a issue in the GitHub issue tab. So if you go on the GitHub, there is one issue tab, and if you want to contribute just by creating an issue, that is also welcome, right? So I see there is no further questions, which means okay, this is the right time for me to end the stream. Then I would like to say thank you for joining, guys. It's already late night, I think, back in India and in by another country as well. So bye, guys. See you. Take care. See you in the next stream.